Hey. What can we say? We are back at it again. I know it's been a little minute, but we back at it. And you know how we do. And once again, you are here at another uh, episode of the Black Bottom Broadcast. Let's get it.
Or no paper, no phone, no texting, no writing, nobody telling me what to say. This from the brain, from the heart, from the soul, from the streets. I'm a bitch from the streets. I get that money. Bitch, give me what you got.
Come get you some water, eat you some fruit, roll you a blunt, have you a beer, get you a cocktail, drink you some juice. But leave them pills alone, them bugs will kill you.
Hold me, mistakes I know it's hard to change. Why wouldn't you when you know that you were causing me pain? And maybe I was willing to, but why did you let me give you much too much? Don't know what I expect. Tell me, did you mind too much? I had to lie to be by your side. Mama said blind. I found myself. I found myself. Eu não tô magoada, nem amargada, porque fica zangada com peixe que não voa, com frio que não amona, com deserto sem água. Não te posso forçar a ser alguém que não é. Não me senti segura dependendo de você. I know it may be hard to hear, it's harder to say. Saí, procurei. I found myself. I found myself. I don't wanna leave if this is what it needs. Never ask you to die for me, just wanted you to try for me. I could never rely on you like you relied on me. Like you relied on me. They say brush is meant for shoulders, not for lips. You believed every lie that lived your lips. I feel know the truth into fallacy. Afraid that I will see it's right in front of me. Found myself. I found myself. Lose my life and I will find it. Sometimes I need to be reminded. Lose my life and I will find it. Sometimes I need to be reminded. Lose my life and I will find it. Find it.
Scared of you motherfuckers.
Let's get ready to rumble. Hey, here we go, here we go. It's time for the show. Yo, you are here at the Roz Cast. Come on, let's go.
Yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. It's not hard to fool me, 'cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yeah, either way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all, to the edge of it all. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no better one. Yeah, susceptible now, before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell your good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Ooh, susceptible now.
Oh yeah, we all right. We all right. We back at it.
It's not a problem,
We back at it.
'cause I know what
What's
I'm
good?
getting into.
It's been a long time.
And nothing can stop me,
Hold on, y'all.
'cause I'm addicted to you. Realize either way,
Yo,
I follow. No need to say
what's going on?
where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it
What's
all.
happening?
So tell you good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Yeah, susceptible now, before the moment flies further. So tell you good night,
What's up? What's up? What's
'cause I'll
up?
find a better one. Susceptible now,
What's good? What's
before
good?
the moment flies.
Yo, we are back. We are back. We are back.
You want to come home with me tonight? It's been a while.
So what is it this time? You just want to be held, or you want the LD?
What you think it is? I want the LD, baby. And then I want to be held. That's all right with you?
You know me. It's my duty to please that booty.
DJ Best Chill. Don't chill. Chill. Chill.
What's going on? What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? Peace, 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 peace. It's been a long time. It's been a long time, but
Get scared of you motherfuckers.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Hey man, I am back.
Am I the meanest?
Yo,
Am I the prettiest? Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time? Well, who am I?
DJ Rob.
and this is here at the Roscast. So what is good? It's been a long while. I know some of y'all like, all right, what didn't happen? Hold on for 1 second. Hold on. Hold on. Gotta set things up right. How's everybody been doing? I know it's been a while. I know some of y'all like, damn, what my man and fell off. He was starting to get a little hayway. All of a sudden, he maybe took 1 week off. Then it was 2 weeks off. Then motherfucker, it was 3 weeks off, and I'm not quite sure. Some of y'all was like, well, damn, what happened? I've been okay. I've been going through some family things, some health situations I've had to deal with, some changes, some life-changing things that I've had to accomplish and, put into play, and just get some other things in order. But I'm back. I am back.
Oh my gosh. The music just turns me on.
I am back, y'all. I hope everyone's been blessed. I hope everyone's been good over these last few weeks. And I hope everyone is striving to be the best version of themselves. Shout out to everybody, that is tuning in or, tuning in the bushes and things like that. Come on in. Hit the like button. If you are not subscribed, I am Double Streaming, Struggle Streaming. I'm on both my platforms. I'm on my Facebook as well as my YouTube. But if you're on YouTube and you want to come on over to the Black Bottom Roscast family on, Facebook, rather, I'm sorry. If you're on Facebook and want to come over to the YouTube side and be a part of the Black Bottom Roscast family, go on over there, type in Black Bottom Roscast, hit subscribe and the bell, and also hit the all feature on there so you can get all of my notifications of any future live streams and things that I do. But what's going on?
Let's have some asses wiggling. I want some perfection.
It's been a lot going on over these last few weeks, and man, I got a few things to catch up on. I know I'm a little late and light in the ass and all that stuff, but I will say this. I stopped drinking liquor, y'all. Black Bottom Roscast is no longer partaking in the spirits of any sort. It's been a few weeks, and hey, I don't feel bad. It was some years ago I wasn't drinking, so it wasn't like it was a major, deal or anything. It was just a matter of whether or not I just wanted to stop or not. And I just decided to say, you know what? It's time to do it again. So, hey, shout out to me. Whatever endeavors and whatever restraints in life that you want to try to let go, all you got to do is put your mind to it. And if you're willing to do it and have the patience and the fortitude and the desire to leave something alone, whether it's too much food, whether it's too much liquor, whether it's too much any kind of indulgence, you can do that, But anyway, I'm not going to go along with no long soliloquy, but so my intros as far as sponsorships has changed. Yes, sir. Now We sponsoring tea. Still sponsoring some Duff. You know, definitely gonna sponsor some water. You know, I'll be drinking these all day, every day. Some juice and word of the game.
Chicago, nigga.
We are back, y'all. And I hope everybody's been doing good. Like I said, it's been a lot going on in these internet streets and these streets and stuff like that. You know, and whoever's tuned in right now, hey, peace out to peace and blessings. I hope you're doing good. Yeah, we're back, man. I know I took a few weeks off, had to take care of some things, get some personal things in order, but I am back. You know, shout out to those that is tuning in right now. Right about now, we're gonna talk about one of the little things that Shaq, you know, Shaq been in the news lately, you know, thanks to Just Hilarious with her non-funny self. Yeah, she been going through a lot of stuff too. As like I said, I'm just getting back in the swing. You know, got to dust off the rust and, you know, stuff like that. And get back in the fray. And yeah, so Shaq was in the interview, you know, word was out where, you know, he got 4 white girls living in his house, blah, 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 blah. He's gonna break some of that down in this. And we gonna talk about it. So I mean, let's talk about it. My man who put this out here? Yeah,
Yeah, but when I
MTR
say we know,
put
no,
it out
you
here.
think you know.
Yeah, there you know.
You
So
assume.
yeah,
And a lot of times
we
the
gonna
assumptions
sit
may
back
be
and
right, but a
listen.
lot of times they could
We
be
gonna
wrong.
talk
Do you feel
about what
disrespected
Shaq
if someone
Yes, I
asks
do.
you the
This
question?
is
Yes, I
business,
do.
You
but
do?
Yeah.
you know,
Why?
we gonna see what's up.
Because if you're going to assume something, make sure you assume correct.
Absolutely. So Shaquille O'Neal was recently featured on the horribly named podcast It's Giving podcast. And it ended up actually being a fantastic conversation. I thought it was a great interview. Nevertheless, the brother was spitting gems and some things that I absolutely do not agree with. So I wanted to go over a couple of those things in the spirit of fair use. The first topic in conversation was in reference to his thoughts on dating single moms. Without further ado,
Okay, so then you have no problem dating women with children. Why do you
No.
think men say that they don't want to date women with children?
Who's men?
A lot of men say that.
I'm not a lot of men.
Touche.
I think another problem we have in this world is we value or devalue a person's opinions. Like, why do you care if a guy says he don't want to date a woman with children? Why do you care?
because she might want to date that guy or the type of guy that guy represents. And if she has children, then it might kill her chances of getting the end result. That's why.
I don't. That's your opinion. That's your thing. I'm not going to try to fight you on it. We need to get back to where this is white. No, it's off white. This is white. Not you say it's off white. I say it's white. You don't agree with me. Now I'm calling you stupid. Like,
Right.
You say it's off white. All right, we ain't got to agree. We move on. Like,
Yeah.
the key word that people need to bring back into reality is respect. If a guy says he can't date a woman without children, I'm not going to disrespect him. Motherfuckers too. Like, hey, that's you. And
Yeah.
I think we care too much. And I don't know why we care too much.
Now, Shaq's take on this is to just ignore other people's opinions, do whatever you want to do, which I find interesting because she asked a specific question about why do the majority of men think this way, and that's the way that he chose the answer. So I do not agree on the way that he chose to answer the question. I'd like for him to be a lot more direct to what she asked. And then number two,
But I'm expand on it. So, you know, some women getting their feelings. Yo, what up? Let's go. Yeah, I'm back. It's been a few weeks, but yes, I am back. And better than ever. But you know, it be some women that really get in their feelings when they run across some men that choose not to date short women. You know, yo, what's happening? Thank you on that. I mean, do we get mad when some women say, "Hey, I don't date men that are short," or "I don't date men that are not mobile," or "I don't date men that don't live in a house," or make a certain, amount of money. I mean, that's your preference. That's what you set your standards on. So why should it be a problem? If some men say they don't want to date single mothers, that's their choice. But they got to get hit up with all the sign language and all the insults and all the name calling, and, you don't like your mamas, and, you're funny, you're fruity, all that other crazy shit, I mean, hey, it is what it is. Right. Mind over matter. You know what I'm saying? If you don't mind, it don't matter. Everyone has their choice. If that's what you like, that's what you like. Some people might like, some men might like, dating a woman with one leg longer than the other. They gotta walk on the curb to keep their balance. I mean, hey, that's on them. That's their preference. That might not be for everybody, but that's for somebody. Some men might like, dating women that got strong backs, that can lift up a couple of refrigerators and shit like that with a little head down the back. I mean, that's their choice, but y'all gonna, shit on them just because they got preferences. I mean, come on, man, let's go. But anyway, let's finish this up.
I can't stand his damn take. What do you mean? Although Shaq is willing to date single mothers, Shaq is rich as and just doesn't give a shit. Being in the top 0.0001% should not dictate how the majority of men within America or westernized culture should look to as a way to live. The majority of men, and especially men that are younger in age, still building themselves up, not have unlimited commas in their bank account, should think realistically about the additional mouths that they would have to feed or have to be responsible for when choosing what type of woman that they want to date. Men need a rubric, a rule book, playbook, a structure. They need something, because if not, they could become, without speaking to what could be the negative consequences. A general way of doing things or a playbook matters in all factors of life. A man without structure is a basketball player with no playbook. A basketball player with no coach or no playbook has no game plan. Every move has intentionality. It has purpose, and that may lead to a championship. Anyway, in the next portion of the conversation, Shaq addresses why men are scared of marriages.
A lot of men are afraid of marriage these days.
Because y'all got rules and y'all don't tell us.
What does that mean?
Y'all be making up rules.
What rules, Shaq?
All right, let me put you through a scenario.
Okay.
What's your name?
Anissa.
We're talking.
Yeah.
I'll leave my phone right here.
Okay.
And Anissa says, "You're doing a good job, baby. I love you." Is that cheating? Yes or no? Don't think about it. You checking my phone, and
Okay.
Anissa, your friend,
Yeah.
says, "You're doing a good job, baby. I like you."
What?
We're friends too. But you.
Oh, if you're friends.
Hold on. You didn't know that she has my number or we're texting, and you see her and it just pop up. She's sitting right there, and then pop up, my God, baby, you doing a good job. I love you. Is that cheating or not?
I think the baby in there is crazy. I think if it's the entire sentence without the baby,
Is it?
I could somewhat understand that, but the baby in there, yeah.
Yeah, the baby part.
I don't.
kinda makes
It depends on you.
Answer the question.
Yeah.
We're dating, and you text me, but she don't know that me and you have been texting. No,
I don't think that that's cheating.
But
No, and
thank
the
you.
reason why.
Thank you.
But let me tell you why.
Thank you. It's
Because
not.
you can't control another person.
No, that ain't got nothing to do with it.
And also-
No.
But the boundaries
No.
aspect of it. Why
And
is
see-
she calling you baby? That's what's throwing me off. If she was just like, "You're doing a great
Because we're
job. I
friends.
love you,"
We're friends.
that's fine.
Okay, you're doing a good job. I love you.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right,
that's
forget the
fine.
baby.
I'm not pressed by that at all.
But you
She's
see her
lying.
answer?
Yeah.
And that's how most of them think.
Yeah.
But I also think that a lot of
Hold on. And then it's a word y'all made up, emotional cheating.
that's a
Before he gets into emotional cheating, he said something very powerful at the beginning. He said, men are scared of getting married because women just make up the rules, which is why I say men should absolutely always be the leader of their household. You're getting on bended knee. you're putting yourself up to potentially the consequence of the family court system to get half your shit took and should this shit go awry. Meanwhile, there's no fault divorce. Meanwhile, there's a structure put into place which prioritizes her emotion over prioritizes your logic within a situation. So if you were to do the choosing, she needs to be accustomed and akin to your structure, your order, and trust in your degree of leadership. See, it's a two-party street. You have to be, as a man, moral, upstanding, high integrity, high value, all of these things that she sees within you from an action-oriented perspective for a long period of time, so that she knows that you're not lying, you're not faking the funk. But then also on the flip side of the coin, she is a peace bringer. She is an asset. She is deeply feminine. She is deeply supportive and inspirational to whatever type of trajectory that you are leading both of them on. Because if not, you allow the emotionality or the creation of new rules to live by to creep up into the relationship or the marriage, because they're emotional in nature, right? Like if they're emotional, they're supposed to be wavy and topsy-turvy with their damn hormones and shit like that. But it is your job as a man to bring control, to bring structure, to lead through that.
How do you know my emotions? How do you know I'm just not playing with you all the time? When I say I love you, I miss you.
Well, then you're emotionally playing with her.
Okay, but what does that matter to you? You think I'm emotional cheating, which doesn't exist, by the way.
It does exist.
It does not.
If you are emotionally connected with another person and I don't know about it.
I'm emotionally connected with another person. How do you know? Just because you
Well, you wouldn't know, and that's the whole thing about cheating, because there's no conversation about it. But if there's a woman or a man and they are with each other having intimate conversations or intimate experiences,
experiences is a different thing, because in law enforcement, right? What's your name, my guy?
Kenny.
I can say right here on camera.
Yeah.
As soon as I believe this, I'm gonna break Kenny's jaw and throw him down the steps.
Yeah.
Right?
Insane.
Hold on, right?
Yes.
But I can't be charged. Y'all got me saying on camera. But until I make the overt act,
you can't
I cannot be charged. So it doesn't matter what I say right now.
So you're saying because it can't be proved.
No, I ain't gonna prove.
Yeah, but if you say you're gonna do that to Kenny, Kenny has the right to feel disrespected. And a woman within a relationship, the best thing that she can bring to that man in a relationship is respect. Now, if she's getting hit up by anyone else other than a family member with a guy talking about, I love you, can't wait to see you again. I love you, can't wait to see you again. Albeit, I'll probably never know about it because I don't check a young woman's phone. But at the same time, that shit is disrespectful. I don't want not now one of your friends texting you no I love you shit. You in a relationship now, and them dudes is more than likely orbiting around her, trying to strike like a damn lion, trying to pounce on a gazelle in a damn forest. Ain't happening on my watch. I understand what you're saying, Shaq, but I disagree with you.
In order for me to be charged for conspiracy I gotta actually do it. I have to make the overt act. Now, if I get up and go grab a shirt, I set it on tape, I'm getting sued. Y'all gonna make a lot of money. I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if I'm doing this, but not doing the overt act of seeing the person secretly or doing all that, it's not really cheating.
Okay.
Go ahead, ask me.
Yeah, it's not really cheating. I agree with him. But is it disrespectful that she's receiving I love you, baby text and not castigating this person out of their life? Then yeah, it is.
I have to.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
So if you are in a relationship,
If you're in a relationship with Sarah,
and there is a man, and
I guess
she's telling
this is
another
Sarah.
man how much she loves him and how much she wants to be with him.
I wouldn't know that because I wouldn't check Sarah's phone. If I'm sitting here and Sarah's phone go, I'm not gonna look because I know what I do.
Yeah, but what if you knew?
I know in that situation,
in my mind, I know what I
don't
do.
look
She's
at
not going
my
nowhere because I fit all the boxes.
I don't.
So her screen right now, I'm not gonna be like,
I'm doing.
Because you're secure and you are.
That's her phone.
I would assume
We
I
need to
know
look
what
at it.
she's doing.
So
If my phone.
So why
I do.
Why would I want to check it? I mean, it shows in that situation. It shows insecurity and a little bit of deceitfulness. I mean, because if you're that, enamored to always want to look to see what's going on on your significant other's phone every time it goes off, or a text message or a notification or the phone rings, then you got to really look at yourself in a relationship and ask yourself, is this really something that you're wanting to be with? Now, if it's just some shit that it's just blatantly disrespectful thing that you're seeing, you're seeing like Pornhub action going on and pictures and text messages and all kind of stuff from other people that's sitting there to your significant other, then I kind of understand. And, then kind of, going down that, that realm. But if you know what you're doing, you're secure with yourself, and you know what they're doing, and you guys have an understanding and a respect amongst each other, then that should be the last thing that people should be worried about, what's going on your phone,
Because it's an old saying that goes true. If you look for something, you find it. But you need to know what you're looking at.
That's the truth, because everything could be different in context.
You need to know what you're looking at. Just because you say I love you don't mean you're in a relationship.
No, I agree with that. I tell all my people that I love them.
I appreciate the comments here in regards to being secure within yourself. And that's the way I live my life, baby. I ain't checking through shit. I got too much value to create. What I look like checking on a chick's phone and asking her question, right? Like, that's that high school shit. I don't want to do that shit. And no more. It don't bring value to my business. It don't bring value to my life. But at the same junction, you got to choose a young lady with a Carfax report or a Wholefax report that demonstrates that she ain't about that life. Her current respect to you in a relationship should not be anywhere close to doing things like that. If she's got a problem because you have an opinion regarding the single girl outfits that she continues to wear while you're in that relationship, or you got a problem with the way that she demonstrates herself on social media, if you know that she's got a body count as long as the Nile, well, then you shouldn't be mad that you see texts like that within her phone, and that she keeps a team of orbiters around her waiting to strike. Life is all about choices and decisions, and your choice as a man in choosing finding a fantastic purpose within your life is almost damn near as important as finding someone to wake up to each and every morning that brings an asset value within your life. Because even that, if you choose an incorrect woman, that's going to affect your bottom line. She's going to stress you out. And that's going to keep you away from the work. That's going to keep you from being creative. Nevertheless, the next portion of the conversation, they talk through a woman's intuition, and Shaq dismantles it.
But how you know I'm lying?
If you were my guy, I would know.
No, all that intuition.
What?
Intuition can be off.
No, I would know.
What?
Let me tell you something about a woman, okay? A woman knows, we know one intuitively.
You think you know.
No, we know.
No,
we know when your breathing changes.
Yeah, it's some bullshit when women talk about this intuition shit and they ride off of it as if it's a way to make a strong decision within their life. Listen, now I'm not saying that there's not clairvoyant people, right? There's clairvoyant people that can take a situation, look at it in a quick second, and then based off of previous experiences can tell you what's either going to happen, or like the different players within the situation that or the environment that's going on. There's people that's like that. But far too often, a woman's intuition is clouded by the bullshit that they've experienced within their life, that they drag with them like baggage, tied to them by the waist, like an anchor that they can never let go. So the context of their intuition can often be seen as negative if they've been done dirty by a lot of men within their lives before.
I'm telling you, there are so many little triggers, and we don't.
Watch this. My guy, I'm about to get it.
Let's get it, Shaq.
Off past traumas.
Hello.
If something happened in your last relationship, you bring it into the new relationship. If I'm taking you out every night, and then all of a sudden I'm not taking you out and I'm moody, that don't mean I'm cheating on you.
No, but that is a pattern shift.
Yes, but you have to figure out why the pattern shift.
I agree.
Not assume. You have to figure it out.
Well,
you have
I
to
agree.
get factual evidence. Don't go.
Use
hold
data.
on. When y'all think he's shifting, then y'all shift, and everything shifts off.
No, I ask questions.
Rather than shifting each other back. If I shift and you go, huh? Oh, my last boyfriend used to do that. And then you shift, and then you got the attitude problem. You start talking about, oh, my last girl used to talk about. Now it's all off. That's why we need to get it, figure it out, be factual about it, and then bring it back. Baby, you took me out to dinner all last week. How come we didn't go to dinner? Like, baby, I'm tired. I've been working out. I'm trying to like don't like. Oh,
that's fair.
Yeah, but y'all assume based off past.
Don't put me in y'all. Who is y'all? It ain't me.
W-O.
Here we go.
I'm unique. The Wogies.
Hello.
It ain't me. It is definitely not me.
Yeah, but when y'all say we know, no, you think you know.
You think you know.
You assume. And a lot of times the assumptions may be right, but a lot of times they could be wrong.
I mean, for me, I feel like intuitively, I will know that there's something going on, and then I will ask the question. So how do you feel if someone even, do you feel disrespected if someone asks you the question?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Why?
Because if you're going to assume something, make sure you assume correct.
Absolutely. And sometimes, let me tell you guys a dark art strategy. Sometimes people will.
Because a lot of times you might have it all wrong because, like was stated, you know, like Shaq was stating, some of us, all of us, men, women, we'll take previous relationship traumas and carry them on to the next relationship. And yeah, true enough, there are some cases where, you know, individuals might be doing some things that ain't all that cracked up and all that, you know, kosher, you know, but instead of assuming, you know, that these are similar, you know, actions and things like that, yeah, we should, you know, talk more and have more of a understanding and communication and aspect as far as doing stuff. You know, it's figuring out, well, why did this? Why are you moving like that? Why are you talking like this? Why is that going on? You know, stuff like that. Instead of just assuming. So we gonna cut it right there. You know, just something just to get, you know, the ball rolling for the night. I don't know how long. You know, forgive me. You know, for those from A1 Day Ones that remember, you know, the earlier streams, you know, sometimes we'll get into it and we'll be going on for 2-3 hours. You know, I ain't doing what Lead Attorney be doing. Lead Attorney be doing like 5-6 hour goddamn live stream shit. I ain't got time for all that. I be needing to get rest. I got work. I got a job, you know, all this other stuff, you know, kids, stuff like that, you know. Hell, we ain't trying to be here all damn night. You know, this ain't the 24-hour show, you know. But I know y'all been hearing it and seeing what's been going on out here too with the whole Snow White and Disney tobacco. I'm sorry, y'all. This woke shit is killing the art. It's killing movies. It's killing shows. It's killing music. It's just, man. Listen, can we all just get along and just move forward and just stop with this identity politics and all of this, you know, labeling and oh god, it's just so much. But you know, we shout out to MTR on that. If you're not subscribed to him, subscribe to his channel and tell him Black Bottom Roscast sent you. But this is another creator that I watch. There's a lot of movie reviews and stuff like that. Mark Zero, and he gonna give his take on what's going on with Rachel Ziegler, the one, the scoundrel, the heifer, that destroyed this version of Snow White. I'm sorry if you got children and they've never saw the movie. If you mean, or especially girls, go just watch the original. Don't watch this. I didn't watch it. I didn't want to watch it. The backlash and the talk that was talked about it was good enough for me to understand that 2 hours of watching that, I wasn't going to get that back. I was going to get mad. And the show as hell wasn't going to go to the theaters to see it. You know, when I got all this other technology, I could live stream it. But hell, I wouldn't even want to put the damn shit on my television. Waste my damn time. But anyway, let's see what my man, you know, Hold on here. Let's see what my man Mike Zero got to say about it.
Now, ever since the debut of Snow White, it has been nothing more than a box office disaster, not just for the Walt Disney Company and Bob Iger as the CEO, but also for Rachel Zegler, and unfortunately for Gal Gadot, because she was dragged into this mess as well. And I do have to say that she really should have seen this coming. She should have really saw everything that was about to happen with this movie. Once she signed up with Disney, once she signed up with the Walt Disney Company, I should say, and everything related to Bob Iger's agenda, his overall ideology for many of these brands. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. So one thing about Snow White 25, as we know it, is that it is by far the worst iteration of Snow White. There is no doubt about this because of the storyline, because of the way it was created, the overall agenda. But let's be real, all agendas aside, putting the ideology over to the wayside, this is just a bad movie in isolation. The acting, the producing, the directing, the writing, the cinematography, everything about it across the board is just lackluster. It really sounds, or should I say feels like, even looks like a fever dream. That's how bad of a movie it really is. But going into all of this, one thing about Snow White in particular has a lot to do with Rachel Zegler's firing situation. We already talked about how she was let go from various projects by the Walt Disney Company, including doing voiceover work for Toy Story 5 as a character codenamed Spiral. She was also booted from the Pirates of the Caribbean remake, which I'm really starting to question whether or not that's even going to be made by the Walt Disney Company anymore, because we really haven't heard any updates about that, but we'll have to wait and see. But moving on forward, she's beginning to show a lot of bitterness, so to speak, after everything that has been happening with Snow White. Now, with the Walt Disney Company already dealing with endless backlash for their Snow White film, especially after the awful reviews came in from both critics that were once trusted by Disney and regular audiences that saw the film, one major development going on now involves more to do with the Rachel Zegler firing situation that took place in her recent behavior toward both Disney and toward the critics. Rachel Zegler recently delivered the following. I think when you are a woman in this industry, you tend to be in a far worse situation than a man, since we all know this industry is still heavily run by the male demographic. And sometimes you are not always going to be on the studio's good side when things don't go their way, when they hear loud, opinionated voices that spew lies and present false narratives to fit their politics. As an actress, it's important for me to understand human emotions and what it means to study the emotions of anger, love, joy, and sadness. It's what makes actresses so talented. But what I don't tolerate are unhinged voices coming from one side of the country that criticize a character like Snow White that they don't even know about. It was Mark, Erin, and Greta's idea that I also shaked hands on, that we said to present a new iteration of Snow White by a lead that would actually come from a different ethnic background. It was truly the obvious way to expand the character's relatability. I think both people and studios can be very unfair when it comes to how they make decisions in this business, and I have experienced this myself, and I'm unwilling to go into specifics on that for a while. But but what I find to be completely offensive are those that don't respect what it takes to play Snow White. Imagine sitting in a dress for 16 to 18 hours a day. Just imagine that, and then one day you wake up and your character is finally playing on streaming. I just don't think actresses are paid correctly when they're making a film by getting their payout one time for a movie. Sometimes something needs to be done with streaming where the gains are fair from these studios in this business, and it's why acting is becoming harder and more difficult for the average woman to get involved in this very competitive business. So guys, before I move on, I think that what Rachel Zegler is alluding to there is that she's going back to when she was on strike. You guys may very well remember the actors' strike. When she said that she believes that she deserves to be paid every single time someone clicks on the movie Snow White on Disney Plus when it does arrive. And that's ludicrous. I mean, that is pure insanity. That's just how insufferable Rachel Zegler truly is. Whether she truly means that or not, whether she was trying to egg people on, who the heck knows at this point. But I have no doubt in my mind that she did mean that because, well, she really is just that insufferable, as you can see here. Now, again, Rachel Zegler going off about how she was in the costume for, 16 to 18 hours a day. Listen, this is just, standard business in the film industry. There's a lot of actors and actresses that go through that. especially for characters embedded in pop culture like Snow White. You're going to expect to be in that for 14, 16, 18 hours a day. But what she doesn't really begin to realize is that
my thing is this: if you're trying to like get stuff, get paid every time somebody click on you, then why don't you just start up your own streaming network? Why don't you start up your own channel and get the necessary, paperwork together for it. Get the necessary, investors and sponsorships and all that other stuff in order, be a woke flick channel, and then anytime somebody click on your shit, hell, you get paid. But they do it in this realm how they've always done it in the movies. They pay you what they pay you that one time, and it's over. Now, unless you got some kind of special residual deal, like how some artists in music might have, or some other actors, that do like TV series, and stuff like that. They have it in their contracts, once it's reached its zenith and, they no longer making new material, but it goes into syndication, they get a residual off of it. But that's in that realm, movies don't really do that in their respected field. Well, not with the actual actors. I'm not sure about like the producers, the directors, stuff like that, how that works. But I know actors don't get residual incomes after they've done a movie. I don't care how many times it's been played and stuff like that. The only people that I see that make something off of it is the actual studios, the people that own the vessel that puts out this material. And like I said, if you want to get it like that, then start up your own company. Then you won't have to worry about it. Other than that, then shut the
this
fuck
is
up.
a one-time project, right? It's not like you're doing this every single day for the rest of your life. So she really is, out of line when she says stuff like that. She doesn't know how to really say it. She doesn't know what she's talking about when it comes to how the industry really works. But this is where it gets even worse, because we can obviously see that the bitterness is coming from after she was tossed by the Walt Disney Company, after she was tossed by Blumhouse Productions. She was supposed to be in a major new horror trilogy movie series. We'll talk more about that later down the road, but she was booted from that as well, along with other studios. She's essentially fired from Hollywood. More and more studios are beginning to wake up from a lot of actors and actresses that are just that insufferable, that get way too involved in politics. I mean, must I name Robert De Niro, Alec Baldwin, George Clooney, Julia Roberts, Rachel Zegler, Meghan Markle. All right, the list goes on and on. But she goes on to conclude, but my critique of the critics is that they don't understand the story. This is a story for a powerful woman of what she needs to be. A woman that doesn't necessarily need a prince. It's why we decided to create a Jonathan-type character as a bandit or this outlaw, and this character needed to be done instead. And we really weren't going for the traditional design of the character. We really wanted to dial back on the traditional love story. I think the growing issue in this industry, it stems from both the studio politics that these producers play at times and the critics who have no clue what they are really talking about. Our film is widely successful whether people like that or not. The numbers are looking to be very promising, and I think it shows our success and just how hard we worked on this movie. I just have to thank the guidance from both Mark, Greta, and Erin for allowing me to play the best and perfected iteration of Snow White that holds more courage.
Pause. I'm sorry. The movie's trash. Okay. Every critic, every fan that went to see it, damn near. Well, I don't know about every, but a large majority of the people that I've seen this monstrosity of a fucking movie said it was trash. This is by far about to be the worst box office draw movie that Disney has put out in history. You know, this is about to get ridiculous as far as how it's going to end, and it ain't looking good. So she can call it what she want to call it. She can say what she want to say. It's been put out there. The movie is trash. No one really wants to see it. They tired of this woke identity, bullshit that they pushing. It wasn't even the story of the original. The whole thing was trash, and yeah, don't scar your children watching this bullshit. Just watch the original if you want to do that, because I know I would never, and I haven't seen it. I'm not a movie critic, so I don't have to see it. I'm glad others have seen it and reacted to it, so I don't have to see it. But I already knew just how it was looking and the things that was talked about in the media and the back and forth that was going on and the delays and all the other crap that happened with it. I already knew this was going to be a shit show. So I wasn't even about to waste my time or my free time or 2 hours of time to even remotely check it out. Hell no. I just wasn't about to do it. But yeah, that's that. You want to go watch it, have at it. But for me,
I got some asses wiggling. I want some perfection.
I gotta have it at least if you're gonna do it in a updated version of it. At least stick with the damn plot of the original. I mean, come on. You want to make something new, then make it new. Don't just have it, as the adaptation of it and then change the shit up. That's like remaking Superman and he has all the abilities of Spider-Man. Like, well, what the fuck we doing? Like it's crazy. I don't know. Like I said, some of these modern day people in the world, they are so hurt about people criticizing it because it's going against what it originally was, or just so hell-bent into wanting to push this agenda of identity politics and this whole woke movement and this feminist mind shit that some of these people want to put out here. It's just crazy, man. But going into that, we're gonna change it up just a little bit. We're gonna still stay on this whole movie tip, but let me ask you guys a question. Would you be surprised that in reality, in all actuality, that the Terminator and the Matrix movies are really one of the same, and they're pretty much in the same storyline? That the Terminator was actually a prequel to what the Matrix wound up becoming. Would you guys be surprised at that? Well, hey, there's another content creator that I watch. His page is More Black Balloons. Very informative. I like watching him. He does a lot of conspiracy theory type video, stuff like that. Does a lot of interesting takes on the industry, music, movies. You know, he kind of like breaks down things that some of us will question. Yo, what up? What up? I'm good. We back at it. I know I took a little break. But yeah, I'm back at it. I'm Double Streamer Stroke Streaming. I am on both my platforms. I am on my Facebook as well as my YouTube. If you are not subscribed to the YouTube page, go over there and subscribe to Black Bottom Roscast. Hit subscribe and the bell button, and also hit the notification that says all for all my notifications for future live streams, and hit the like button on the way in, man. It don't cost you $1. It don't cost you $1, man.
Scared of you motherfuckers.
So hit the damn like button. You know what I'm saying? Let's get the engagement back. I know I ain't been on here in a while. I take care of some family stuff. But yeah. We're gonna break down. I'm gonna let Mark, we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna listen to this. There's a woman, her name is Sophia Stewart, is actually the original writer of the Terminator and the Matrix. She's still around. And just like a lot of stuff, you know, stuff got took and made. But yeah, we're about to listen to the breakdown that actually the Terminator and the Matrix is one of the same. So yeah, we about to listen to this.
I walk through this life the same way I take a shower, in smoke wrapped in darkness. The most you'll find in my bathroom when I'm bathing is a candlelight at best. See, I don't trust none of this shit. I know it's all bullshit. And I know how easy it is to get fooled. I'll never forget listening to Sophia say that. Sophia Stewart, the woman who wrote The Matrix and The Terminator. And I was trying to apologize to her for what the world had done to her work to stop her messages. She said, they didn't do nothing to my work. She said, be sorry for what they've done to your minds. Because every day we believe the bullshit. Every day we believe the lies. And nobody wants to believe anybody that's telling the truth.
All right, so it's about to get deep. Some of y'all might kind of mess you up what you over here in this clip, but I think it should be put out there and understood. You know,
what is going on with y'all, man? It is Black Balloon, and I'm coming back with another video, so y'all already know what's going on. All right, y'all. Now, as y'all can tell by the title of this video, today we are here to talk about The Matrix, The Terminator, and Sophia Stewart. Now, you probably already know where we are going with this video, as the topic has been floating around the internet. I mean, you could go back 5 years or so, and, you know, there was people making videos about Sophia Stewart, whether or not she actually wrote and had the original copyrights of The Terminator and The Matrix. So, of course, I dug up a few clips. I got a clip that is maybe 5 to 8 years old where she's explaining it. And there's a recent interview that she did on a channel called Hype, where a lot of it just started coming back up. And, you know, she goes in about James Cameron. She goes in about the Wachowski brothers. As you all may know, I think she brought the script to the Wachowski brothers when they put out like an ad for new sci-fi movies. That moment back in that time is when her work was stolen, in a sense. So she explains it the best, even when you hear her talk about the Terminator and the Matrix and the stories actually being tied together. She just explains it better than anyone I've ever heard. And she's a very smart lady. And I thought this would be a very good video to go down this rabbit hole, because I know a lot of us really love the original Matrix movie and the original Terminator. They were amazing movies, especially to me, in my opinion, and especially the Matrix being something that, you know, we had never seen at that time, you know, at least in movies. And it created a rabbit hole for a lot of people to start going down themselves, you know, back in that time when the movie first came out. So I don't want to do too much talking in the intro, because I do want to just jump right into it. You know, a lot of people have their different opinions on if they believe she actually.
And I'm not going to stop this much either, because this is definitely something that y'all want to
story at all, because we already know how Hollywood works. You know, the people who are known to the public for creating the movies, at the end of the day, we just never know. And I've honestly never heard anyone explain what the movies mean the way she has. And it's just very hard to not believe that she isn't the original creator. So with that being said, y'all, we'll jump into this first clip of Sophia's story. Check this out.
It's a script in a book. The Terminator is the prequels to the beginning of the Matrix. Sarah Connor is actually Neo's mother. So JC, John Connor's Jesus Christ, grows up to be Neo, one and the same in the Matrix. The Matrix is in the future. The Terminator is the past. It's time travel, past, present, and future time travel. It's the second coming of the Christ, the evolutions of consciousness, man versus the machine. So the machines, the Terminator machines, hear that a child is going to be born that's going to terminate them in the future when they oppress man. Because, see, it's a man versus the machine. It's God's children versus man's children, which was technology. So the Terminator has to time travel to the past because they know it's Sarah Connor. And they have to kill her, terminate her, so she won't have the baby. And Kyle Reese, he comes from the future to protect her, and he inadvertently gets her pregnant. And he has to go back to the future. And so it's the Immaculate.
Now, that was an interesting part right there. And I stopped it right there because of how she was explaining what the parts, who have not seen the Terminator, right? But just like in anything, when people like take certain things from people, you're not going to put it all word for word, like how you originally got it, right? Now she's explaining her take on how she wrote it, how that part went, as far as the earlier, you know, just the overall body of the plot of Terminator. And Kyle Reese went to help her, to keep her around, but she said that he went back. But in the movie, he, you know, gets deleted, you know, so he don't go back. And something had happened within the movie, whereas, however, it was stated in the beginning of the movie that it was just a one way, and he only had something got damaged in the whole situation when he was getting ready to come to the past, which he's in the future, and something got destroyed, so he was able to get to the past, but he couldn't come back. But in how she explained it, that obviously she didn't have that part in there because she said that he had went back. That was pretty much what I just wanted to say.
In conception, because now she's pregnant and she fell in love with a man, but did it really happen? Did he exist? And then this child, when you see the three Terminators, the boy, and then the man child, subconsciously, he doesn't know why the Terminator is trying to kill him until he's hidden out in the city, in the Matrix, the future. When he reaches 30 years of age, the rebellion, the reloaded revolution starts. And the rebels come and they find him because they've been watching him all along. That's what the Guardians and the Sentinels are all about. And so they wake him up to his purpose. They take him to Morpheus to train him to fight the machines. They take him to the Oracle because of the prophecy. So this is the whole epic story. It's an epic.
Now, when I first heard that clip, I was just like, wow, because I've never thought of it that way. I've actually never heard anyone say the Terminators are actually the prequel film to The Matrix, and Sarah Connor is actually Neo's mom. She said the movies are time travel, past, present, and future. It really makes sense now when you think about it, like the second coming of Christ with Neo, John Connor, JC, just how she was connecting the dots. I've never heard anyone explain it that way. When I was really thinking about it, you know, if this is really her work, I don't think anyone can actually explain the movies that way. When, you know, I first heard her start to explain everything, I was like, it makes sense. Because the person who had the original thoughts for the film, the original groundwork, it makes sense that she is able to explain it in a way that we've never heard. And she's been telling this story for a very long time. And, you know, it's pretty obvious Hollywood basically just kicked her out of the entire picture. And these Wachowski brothers or sisters or whatever they are, because I think they are trans, are the ones who is actually credited for the Matrix film. I'm not going to even talk too much because this is just one of those videos where I really want her to do the explaining because I can't do it the way that she can, especially about those movies. So we're going to jump into the next clip from a different channel that recently interviewed her. And she talks more about, you know, the Hollywood side and how they actually, you know, took her work. And she goes in a little bit about today's current AI, artificial intelligence as well. And we'll get a little bit more into that side.
This
So
might
with that
blow
being
your
said,
mind
y'all,
about what's
check this
what's
out.
gonna be
That's
said
not
about this
correct
AI.
what you're saying. Let me correct you so people won't be mimicking rumors, because a lot of people are just reading stuff off of the internet. But if you really want to know the facts about me, you need to go to the archives and read the real media archives that they've written about me, because they have to put the truth in these this media documents and stuff. It documents facts. The courts documents facts. They did not take my copyrighted book or my copyrighted script. What they did was a licensing deal without paying for it. They adapted my Third Eye, Matrix, and Terminator book and with the script with the same name into these movies and films that you guys are enjoying. And when they could not duplicate or get any more, what I would say, eclipse, because only the creator can eclipse the work and carry on. If Picasso was here now, you would be getting more Picassos. But all anybody can do now is mimic and copy off of Picasso's work, but they can't eclipse it because they're not the creator of the work. I was looking for George Lucas at the time. While I was at USC, I skipped high school. I'm a prodigy. Prodigies, we crack codes. We're polymaths. Geniuses are one aspect of knowledge, but the prodigies are like 12-year-old girl. She's got a college degree and she go work for NASA, but she's 12 years old. So we prodigies, we don't need school. I was reading and writing prolifically at 3 years old, or with fully conscious. In fact, I scared my grandmother. She had made something for me to eat because there was a very bad electrical storm and the lights are blacking out. Everybody was in a blackout and she was worried about me eating. And so she fixed something. And now I'm like 3 or 4 years old, not in school yet. And I walk up to her because I remember it if it was yesterday. And I said, "What did you feed me?" And she said, "What?" I said, "What did you feed me?" Because I've never tasted that taste before. And she said, "That's impossible for you to even ask me that." I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "You were only a baby. You were just this little baby on the bed." But I didn't even know that because I didn't even feel that I even had a body. I saw the storms. I can see it now, like remote reviewing. She was pacing and all nervous and scared, but I didn't have any idea that.
Now, I can attest to that in particular scenario of maybe having, I won't say deja vu, but having a flash of when you were a child, before you really had any kind of major movements, being older, like being, like 5 and up. Some people can't remember, anything younger than 5 years old. Because I remember, and this is one situation that I remember when I was a baby. I had to be about 3. And it's a funny situation. I know it's kind of crazy that I'm going to say it. And I was hanging out with my aunt. My aunt was playing with me, and she was on the bed and she had me up and, and like in the air. And I'm like playing like I'm flying and stuff like that with her. We just playing. And, how babies are, juicy mouths, get to dribbling and slobbing on each other sometimes and stuff like that. And I'll never forget it. And we had talked about it some years ago, laughed about it because it was funny as shit. Had my mouth wide open, I'm just like, I'm flying, blah, blah, blah. And long strand of slob just slowly started coming out my mouth and hit her dead in the eye. And she was like, oh, shit like that. We laughed about it. I was laughing, it was funny. I was a baby. I was laughing. But yeah, I remember that. So it can happen, some people can have certain, memories of a time and, when we might not think that we had those memories.
That I was just a baby, not even walking, just a baby laying there. Do you see how fully conscious I am and not knowing I even had a body? So it's always been that way with my knowledge. And I think it comes from my Cherokee side because my grandmother was a shaman and I'm a shaman. So the knowledge that I'm giving in the Matrix and Terminator, no one had ever experienced that knowledge before. It's 100 years ahead. A Terminator, artificial intelligence, looking like us, wrapped in flesh, killed but cannot be killed. Before I brought in this concept that changed the whole paradigm of the world, everybody was doing H.G. Wells, and H.G. Wells, science fiction writer, also a prodigy. He had the old metal clankety clank, these metal robots that you saw in Star Wars, Star Trek, Lost in Space. They were all still creating all these metal robots. I saw Star Wars when I was a little kid in Harlem at the Apollo Theater because we used to go to the Apollo every weekend to see all the great acts and stuff. The Sutton brothers owned it at that time. And so they made money during the day and the night. In the daytime, it was like a movie theater. And this is 1977, a little kid, I see Star Wars. And I interpreted Star Wars as a biblical movie or franchise called Star Wars. Look at Star Wars, the wars in heaven. And look, Darth Vader, the devil, how he fell from the light side to the dark side. George Lucas was talking about these concepts. Then what I saw for my science fiction franchise was the second coming of the Christ, the evolutions of consciousness, man versus the machine. But past, present, and future, time travel. No one had ever introduced that in a movie the way I introduced it. Where in the future, the machines are fighting the rebels. They hear the oracle's prophecy that a baby is going to be born that's going to take them out, destroy them. And they're trying to enslave mankind because now the AI have elevated consciously. They're like us. but they're ruthless. But also Kyle Reese, one of the rebels, hear the same oracle's prophecy. He's going to time travel to save Sarah Connor because they know Sarah Connor is destined to have the baby JC, Jesus Christ, John Connor, who grows up to be Neo, one and the same in the Matrix. Neo is an anagram for the one. John the Revelator was the only one to call Jesus the one. Neone. This is why when you see the references to Neo, and when the rebels come up and say, "You're my personal savior," then all the biblical references in the movies, Terminator and Matrix, Terminator, End Time Revelations, because that's where the prophecy is that the Christ conscious would come back again, born of a woman. Not the first coming, but the second coming in the future. This is why it impacts the whole world, because here's the story again, but from Revelations. All I'm here is just to educate you on Matrix and Terminator. This is why you will never see James Cameron, Gail Ann Hurd, Andy and Larry Wachowski's, none of them doing any interviews, because it would be a deposition used against them to prosecute them. And they can't answer the questions.
I was about to say, I don't think they could break it down like this. I don't think they could break it down like this.
They don't even know what the work is. They didn't even know what the word matrix was. They tried to copyright and trademark the word matrix, Now, I got a trademark on The Matrix. The movie is called The Matrix. It's called The Terminator. I got copyrights, trademarks on that terminology. But they thought that the word matrix was phenomenal, and they thought that they could copyright and trademark. It's a generic. The word matrix and cola. Let me give you an example.
Now, what would be interesting and crazy work is if she could be able to put these two movies together. So in the true form, whereas we can see it and understand the concept of what she was doing and trying to convey when she, I'll say allegedly, but she said that she wrote the original stories of the Terminator and the Matrix. So, who am I to say she didn't? She basically saying that, she had it taken from her as far as certain rights of the of copyrights and stuff like that, as far as the actual stories. But this is just an interesting thing right here. It's an interesting clip, interesting story behind all this. But when we really break it down and look at it, it kind of makes sense that the Terminator and the Matrix are one, in the same as far as the story. It would have been interesting if it would have played out to the fact that, that you actually know that. They didn't even tell you that. The ones that made the actual movies, they didn't tell you that those two are one and the same or a prequel to one, and the Matrix is the future from what you saw in the past with the Terminator movies. Two different production people and writers and shit like that. So yeah, it wasn't told to you.
Word cola or matrix, generics, you can't trademark or copyright. Right. They don't belong to anyone. They belong to everyone, because you might want to do Coca-Cola. You might want to do Pepsi Cola, Shasta Cola. Do you understand what I'm talking about? RC Cola. That's different people with different formulas. But the word cola, somebody else, you might want to come out with John Cola. You see what I'm talking about? But people who still don't understand any of that.
Any warnings about AI?
I'm going to tell you something. As soon as I came out with the Matrix and Terminator, you guys actually became of the sentience of the AI, what it can do and where it can go in the future. You guys are just now at the tip of the iceberg. You guys haven't gotten into the ones that is getting ready to oppress and kill you guys. Y'all haven't gotten there yet. What they're doing now, look on television, look on the internet, look in the computers, everywhere. They're just doing AI that acts and look like a living being. Over there in the Saudi countries, they got the AI. Her name is Sophia. Look, they named her after me. They didn't name her Andy and Larry with Chelsea. They didn't name her Gail Ed Hurd or James Cameron, any of them. They know the truth. You can't insult them. You're not going to bring no lies to these people. They got billions and trillions of dollars. They know what's going on. Look at her. She looks like a living being, like the Terminator that I created. She's talking. They made her a citizen, and they give her money and all that. Now, you see, they got ones that look like dogs, and they got ones that do packing. They got the drones and the clones, like I talked about, the drone cars, the drones flying machines and everything. And look at the airplanes now. They're nothing but drones. They can actually fly themselves. They can land themselves. This is the tip of the iceberg. Now, when I went deeper, I said they're going to make these test tube babies, petri dish babies, artificial inseminated babies, gender benders, gender manipulated babies. Do you see what I'm talking about? Clones and drones. But look at the clones. They're nothing but machines, but they look just like us. Terminator. They look just like us. Operated by a spirit, but don't have a seed or soul. The soul is a seed. God's children are three-dimensional beings. What is the 3D? Blood, water, and spirit. That's the period of a woman. Blood, water, spirit. Now, the physical body, 9 months or 36 weeks, transportation, physical body. Third body, the seed or the soul that attaches to this body at the 12th week. So if you have an abortion at the 12th week, you're killing a living soul. All doctors know this, but you don't know this. Now, look, if you have an abortion from 1 to 11th month, you're bringing down the period. That's why they give you a pill. That's why they do. It's nothing but blood, water, and spirit. You can't kill a spirit. Do you see what I'm talking about?
For sure.
So all you're going to do is bring down the blood and the water. Look, blood, water, and spirit, that's what's inside the womb until the soul attaches at 12 weeks. Nobody teaches you that because they want to keep you in ignorance. They keep you in ignorance. They keep you fighting and arguing and all this.
Yeah.
You see what you need to learn. You need to read. What did God says? My people perish because of a lack of knowledge.
She is completely right. Our people do perish because of a lack of knowledge and being completely ignorant or just choosing to not pay attention to the things that are going on around you. Even lately in the news, well, I won't say, the general media, but if you keep up with certain things, they're talking about reaching the singularity in AI in the upcoming future. Then you get like bits of, a lot of scientists and, people in high places in different fields. They don't believe we're going to reach the singularity quite yet. But then you got Elon Musk saying, yeah, we're going to reach it. And what that basically means is that AI will be completely smarter than humans. They will be able to teach themselves, code themselves, so on and so on. Completely smarter than humans. You couldn't combine 1,000 humans to be smarter than AI once it actually reaches that point. And a lot of people seem to believe we are very close. But no matter how close we are, they will never tell us completely how far they are along in new technology and AI advancement. They will never tell us. So that's something to always be mindful of and to think about where we're heading in our current society. What's interesting that she talked about, and this is something I've come across because I've been doing research and videos for so long. Something I probably never would have came across, but we've talked about the name Sophia and what it means in Greek a while back on this channel. I remember when I first heard it, it was maybe 2-3 years ago. I was doing some research on a video, and I came across a video of a random guy like explaining what Sophia was, explaining, just a bunch of stuff I'd never heard before. So I decided to go look it up one day. We know it comes from Gnostic teachings. When she was talking about like the Saudi countries and stuff naming their AI Sophia, they named it after her. Obviously, they didn't quite name it after her, but it comes from Gnosticism. And if y'all remember me talking about this before, basically in Gnosticism, the fall didn't occur through Adam and Eve. This is what they believe. It happened before the world's creation through a mistake made by a heavenly being called Sophia, whose name is Greek for wisdom. The story of Sophia's fall, which was part of the Gnostic creation myth, is told slightly different in the many Gnostic texts that discuss it, but the various versions of the tale all share the basics in common. Sophia was one of the eons, which was a divine entity who were descended from God the Father and who were roughly equivalent to angels. One of the many eons, Sophia was the last to arise from God. Like the other ones, Sophia was the child of a male-female pair that had come before her, who had given birth with the Father's blessing. Sophia and the rest of the eons form the Pleroma, which is Gnostic for heaven. Sophia wanted to have a child too, but she went about it in the wrong way. She conceived without the involvement of her male partner or the approval of the Father. Her child was the demiurge, a mishappen, belligerent creature that was utterly unlike the other heavenly beings. Sophia immediately realized her horrible mistake
and just
cast her
know,
child out of the Pleroma, which is basically heaven in Gnostic teachings. The demiurge, now alone, believed that he was the only being who had ever existed and created the material world out of his ignorance, foolishness, and malevolence, trapping sparks of divinity within Adam and Eve along the way. Wild, creation story, right? But it says because of her fall and its dire consequences, Sophia became a flawed being. Her deficiency rendered her unable to remain in the perfect fullness of heaven. So she was placed just outside of heaven in a realm above that of her malevolent son. In anguish, Sophia repented, and her father agreed to take her back to heaven once what had become lacking in her was restored to its natural fullness. You have to think about it. This is what they choose to name their AI. So in a way, this is just like another way of summoning these entities, summoning these deities through AI, through the internet. We know it's all demonic. We know who dwells in the internet. We know who dwells in AI. We know they have to make contact with these demonic entities, with these demons, in order to even be able to produce all of this stuff. Once AI becomes smarter than a human, it's a deity. It's a demonic presence. It's not, I don't even know. I don't even know what to call it. Can't even call it artificial intelligence. It's a deity. It's not human. If it can become smarter than a human, if it can become smarter than who created it, then it's no longer a product of humanity. It's now become a product of the spirit world. It's now become a product of darkness. That is exactly what the singularity will be. It will be darkness, and it will be nothing good for humanity. With that being said, y'all, we'll go ahead and cut this video here.
All right. Kind of deep. All right. Shout out to more Black Balloon, you know what I'm saying?
Chicago, nigga!
He broke it down. Shout out to Sophia Stewart. And man, that would have been real interesting to see a parallel in order of the Terminator and the Matrix in this original form, man. That probably, I mean, the movies was, even though it was taken or allegedly taken, you know, and made in the essence that it was made was still good, still monumental and memorable. But man, to see it in that form and in that situation, that how she's talking, that would have been epic right there. But I mean, hey, who knows? Maybe it'll happen, maybe not. But you know, that'll mean that they would really have to put in the real reason why those movies were even written. And that would just smash the whole concept of this whole woke and, you know, feminist agenda. Well, no, not really, because she said that the second coming of it was supposed to be of a woman. So I mean, you know, what's, you know, toxic masculinity with that? You know, I mean, what's so toxic about that? But I've tried to avoid it. I've tried to avoid this so much. I've been looking at a lot of this stuff. Shout out to the people in Dalton, Illinois. Y'all voted that wench out. She's just pretty much peddling and meddling, you know, her way until she's officially out of office in May. And election getting ready to come up in another week or so in Thornton Township to get her up out of there. The end is near. There's another creator I know, Soldier Finance. He does a lot of other stuff on his platform, talks a lot about financing and investing and things like that. But he has this take on how the end not only just, you know, maybe criminally with Tiffany Henyard is about to go, but financially and the thing that's about to happen. So we're about to listen to what he got to say about it. So shout out to Soldier.
Bam. Illegal. Stop. God put me here. God wanted me to lead the people. God knew that I wouldn't take no mess. He knew that I would stand strong in the fire for you.
Y'all all say Martin Luther King had a dream, but guess what? I am the dream. So now I need you guys to stand with me.
So, you guys doing a lot of snitching. I got smoked 4K hogs. I got smoked turkey.
All right, we're starting a new series here on the Soldiers of Finance channel. It's called Bag Fumblers. And we're going to start that out with the queen of bag fumblers, Tiffany Henyard. Now, Tiffany's trash, okay? Her boyfriend, Kamal Woods, trash. You can see that in how they tried to stiff this woman for her rent when they had $400,000, close to $400,000, maybe a little more, coming into their household. Kamal $100,000 salary and Tiffany with a $300,000 salary. And they didn't even want to pay their rent.
Mayor Henyard and her boyfriend, Kamal Woods, are together pulling down well over $300,000 from taxpayers, according to public payroll records. But they haven't paid their rent since August. And now their landlord says she's had enough.
Initially, I didn't want to go on camera, but right now I feel like I'm at wit's end. I have nowhere else to turn.
Janetta Hull says she considered Tiffany Henyard a friend and even did campaign work for the Dalton mayor and Thornton Township supervisor. But things changed in 2021 when she was about to rent out this 3-bedroom, 2-bath home she owns in Dalton to a family and got a late-night call from the mayor.
And she's like, hey, this is Mayor Henyard. And I'm like, hi. And then she's like, I heard that you were renting your house. And I said, yeah. And I said, I have somebody that's moving in soon. And she says, no, they can't move in because I want it. And I'm like, excuse me?
Feeling pressure, Hull says she agreed to rent the house to Henyard and her boyfriend, Kamal Woods, who holds a 6-figure job at the township. Henyard signed the original lease, and on the line asking about her job.
You see here, she only put mayor for employment.
Henyard makes nearly $300,000 as mayor and township supervisor, but is the focus of an ongoing FBI investigation for extravagant spending, questionable contracts, and using tax dollars for personal gain. Hull says things started to unravel this summer when she was forced to raise the rent by $200 to $2,400 a month because her property taxes went up again.
So with that, I had to equate that into the rent. And Kamal said that he couldn't afford it.
She says Henyard and Woods refused to pay the extra rent in August, then stopped paying altogether. Did they pay for September?
No.
Did they pay for October?
No.
That's why you're trying to get them removed?
Yes.
Hull says not only are the couple thousands of dollars behind in rent, but they also changed the locks and garage door code, so she can't get inside.
If I push and go over there with the locksmith and try to change them back, I think that she's going to probably have me arrested.
So Hull went to court and filed an eviction lawsuit against Henyard and Woods. But Cook County sheriffs have tried and failed to serve that suit, both at the home and Village Hall. Now Hull is paying a process server to track one of them down. What position does this put you in?
A very hard position. I'm between a rock and a hard place. I haven't worked in several months, and I am fearful that I may lose the house.
She says Henyard blocked her months ago, but with all the controversy surrounding Henyard's spending of tax dollars, she wants to send the mayor a message.
At some point, you would have to understand that karma is going to catch up to you.
And it's catching her ass.
Aside from the fact that they're just trash, we're going to examine what she could have done differently to put herself in a better financial position, because at the end of the day, this is actually a channel that looks at finances. We examine issues for the most part in relation to money. Now, let's just take her. Okay, let's leave Kamal out of it, because at the end of the day, they're not married, right? So he can get up and leave whenever he wants. But we got someone in Tiffany who is making $300,000, or was making $300,000, because all that's about to come to an end, and is going from that to, they're saying she's living above a car wash, or between there and her mother's house. All right. So she's renting this home. That's the first thing. So you're making over $300,000 and you don't buy a home, and then you balk at $2,200 in rent. Well, 24. The lady actually wanted an increase of $200 a month in order to, offset the cost of increased taxes. And you would think that someone like Tiffany, being that she was elected to office, would understand that. Now, at $300,000, taking into account federal income taxes, Medicare tax, Illinois state tax, at the end of the day, Tiffany was bringing home about $3,709 a week. Okay, every week she's bringing this home, and she can't pay rent. So it's out of the question to expect her to have done something like actually invest her money, right? If you don't care enough about the roof over your head, then talking to you about making an actual investment is total anathema. Okay, but let's take a look at what she could have done if she were smarter, if she were not a hood booger, just concerned with, she probably can't see 5 minutes into the future, okay? But if she was a different type of person, how could she have handled this situation to make sure that she was set for the long run, ensured of long-term benefit from all of the money she was making? All right, so the average salary in America is $63,795. Tiffany Henyard was making well over $236,000 more than that. All right. I got a problem with public servants having these exorbitant salaries. She's in the 1% as a public servant, right? We need to stop putting these people on pedestals and making them into these little minor celebrities and giving them so much in our tax dollars. Hey, if you perform and you bring business back to this area, then we can look at a raise for you. But you should not come in the door making this type of money. But nonetheless, she was. So what would have happened if Tiffany Henyard just would have taken 10% of her after-tax salary and just invested it? What would she be looking at right now? All right, if she had taken $370 per week, let's say she gets paid weekly, right? She's getting $3,709. So let's see. She takes out $370 each week. We multiply that times 4, and we get an initial investment of $1,480. And then we have her doing that every month, okay? Contributing $1,480 monthly into this account. And let's say she puts it into an S&P 500 index fund inside of maybe some sort of tax protected account like a 401k, or I guess a 403b or a traditional IRA, in her case as a city employee. All right, so she does that for 4 years. She's able to do that for 4 years. The term is 4 years, right? All right, at the end of 4 years, she's got $83,307.91 just by taking only 10% of her salary, right? And if, because here's the big thing, let's say she's able to do this for, let's say 12 years. Let's say she gets into the mayor's office, does a good job, doesn't act like a total idiot, which is what she did, and she's able to continue to do this for 12 years. 12 years, she's tired of it. She says, I'm going to move on. She's proven herself. She gets a board position somewhere, but that's in an alternate universe. But let's just say she was able to do this for a total of 12 years, saving just the 10% of her salary. So $370. So $370 weekly at 9%, by the way, and the S&P 500 is typically done a little better than that in recent years. I mean, we've seen returns in 2020, for example, on the S&P 500 of over 20%. So if she were able to do that for 12 years and be a good steward of the finances of Dalton and Thornton Township, then she would be sitting on $361,861.93. Okay, and that's just at 9%, and that's just doing 10% of her after-tax income. If she really wanted to shoot for the fences, she could do 20% maybe, right? I mean, really, how much are you spending of your personal money as mayor of Dalton? Okay, let's say she's not buying all the fancy outfits that you saw her in. There was one point where you never saw her in the same thing, right? Let's say she's just sending her clothes to the dry cleaner like a normal person, all right? Being the mayor, you're going to have several rubber chicken dinners that are going to be free. You're going to hear a speech or something or go to an event. You're going to eat there, right? You don't have to go out on the city's credit card and start racking up pork chop dinners, which is what she was doing. Quite reasonably, the city, they do have a vehicle allowance. They had that predates her. So if she gets a modest vehicle to ride around in on the city dime, hey, okay, so she's saving money there too, right? So it's quite conceivable that if she had played her cards right, she could have been in a situation where she could have saved and invested 20% of her money. But she apparently didn't do that because she didn't purchase a home. So we know with a great degree of certainty that she didn't invest a dime of it. And look, her spending habits are profligate. We see what she did with the city's money, right? She didn't give a damn about how she spent that. So it's not hard to believe that, she just doesn't understand how money works at all.
Idiot.
So she is our first bag fumbler, fumbled it royally. This woman will never, ever see this type of income again in her life. I guarantee it. You know why? Because the world knows who Tiffany Henyard is. We know what she is, and no serious organization is going to allow her to come in and corrupt what they've got going on. And then on top of all that, Everything she's done may also lead to federal charges. May. Nothing's been charged yet, right? Everything is alleged at this point. But if that happens, you could end up in a situation where your best case scenario is you've spent a lot of money on legal fees, even if you are adjudicated not guilty. Worst case scenario, you get a big chunk of your prime earning years taken away from you while you sit and rot in a federal prison. Congratulations, Tiffany Henyard. You are our number one bag fumbler of the week.
Award. Well, there you have it, man. Yeah, it's a lot going on. I'm glad to be back, y'all. You know, I didn't rant tonight, thank God. I have been so far removed from the Henyard thing, even though I've been watching, I've been sticking my nose in what's going on. That other lady that's trying to run for mayor out there, she's just fucking slow as the bitch that's getting ready to get the fuck up out of there. But hopefully change will come. And you know, Miss Tiffany Tuppence, you know, she'll get up out of there real soon. You know, called herself at one interview, she is Harriet Tuppence. And I just want to know who the fuck Harriet Tuppence was. Is that like the Tuppence from North Carolina? Something like that? Or Mississippi somewhere? I don't know. The Tuppence. Anybody know any Tuppence, let me know. You know, I need to do an interview with them. Ask what y'all do to this girl. Shit like that, man. I don't know what's going on, man. But yeah, man, I'm back. Like I said, I stopped drinking alcohol. It's been 3 weeks now. I feel fine. You know, just trying to, as you get older, you know, your body does different things. And if you do too much of something, it's not good for you. And yeah, I had to just let it go. You know, like, no, slow it down. Nah. I decided to stop it. It was a point in my life before when I didn't drink. So it's this ain't nothing. This is just another phase in space of what's going on right now. I'm back. I'll be doing future live streams. I know tonight was kind of like whatever. Well, you know, I don't drink the Duff. Duff is just like a prop, but it is the real thing. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like the ice houses and, you know, shots of liquor and stuff like that, I don't do it no more, man. That's over. I'm drinking teas and water. I'm a teetotaler now, you know, but it's all good. It's all good. It was for the better of myself and my well-being and health. So that's more important to me, you know, than getting wasted. You know what I'm saying? But ain't gonna stop the weed now. Yeah. Still gonna do that. You know. That wouldn't be prudent if Ross didn't partake. Oh yeah, got the juice. Like always, man. You know, it's on deck. You know. But yeah, man, we back at it. I hope everybody got a little something out of this tonight. It wasn't so eventful. It wasn't, you know, rant filled. Didn't have to rant on this one tonight, you know. Well, that's probably going to be something that's going to be a little harder, but hey, eventually I'm going to try to work on those too. But other than that, you know what I mean?
Chicago, nigga!
Hey.
I got some asses wiggling. I want some perfection.
We about to wrap it up, G. We about to wrap it up. It's been a slice tonight. I hope everybody is doing good. You know, Oh shoot, I hate when it does that. Anywho, I hope everybody is gonna have had a good night. Hope everybody enjoyed the little stream. Hey, tell your peoples, tune in. You are here again at the Black Bottom Roscast. I am your host, Ross Lee. And everybody, I want y'all to live as long as y'all want and never want as long as you live. And with that being said, we are gone. So until next week, same bat time, same bat station.
Am I the meanest?
Am
I the prettiest?
We are gone.
Mofo go down around this time. But who am I? DJ Rob.
Hope everybody enjoyed it tonight. Have a good, rest of the week. Work hard, play harder. All that. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. If you're not subscribed to the Black Bottom Roscast, please like, share, and hit the subscribe button, hit the like on the way in. Trying to, get back into the flow, So we're gonna make that happen. I didn't stay too long. Just long enough. But we are out of here. Yeah, I didn't have to rent tonight. Good for me. I ain't getting my blood pressure. But trust me, I know it's gonna be some future stories that I'm gonna be reacting to. Oh yeah, we gonna get back into it real soon. So watch out for that. It's not a problem, 'cause I know what I'm getting into. Nothing can stop me, 'cause I'm addicted to you, and I realize either way.
You're rocking well.
No need to say,
baby.
Yeah, baby. I follow to the edge of it.
Oh my gosh. The music just turns me on.
Yo. Everybody, enjoy the rest of y'all night. Next week, same bad time, same bad station, every Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. So definitely tune on in. We don't have more to talk about. There's always something to talk about. So definitely tune on in and have a great remainder of the week. When we are cold.
I'm scared of you motherfuckers.
Until next week.